Good evening, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Elephant by Peter Venus, or Peter V. They say an elephant never forgets. Well, I certainly do, because this one has been in my queue for quite a while. And yeah, it has only just bubbled its way to its top. I think this one's been in my queue for like 3 months, but I'm still trying to work through my queue. So if you sent a puzzle in like a while ago and it hasn't been seen yet, don't panic. I'm still trying to work through it. We will see how I go. Am I going to get to the point where I may have to, not do every puzzle? Probably, but we'll see how all that goes. So, is there anything? I'm still recording in advance for going away on holidays. As you're seeing this, I'm still away. So I really have nothing to say. So let's just have a look at the puzzle, shall we? Elephant by Peter V, or PjotrV. So, normal. This is a constraint I've only done a couple of times before, and I think the main time I did this was the Fistemafell puzzle, which was over a year ago now. So this will be a bit interesting. So let's have a look. So normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Then we've got 10 lines. So each of these lines consists of one or more contiguous groups of cells. What that means is they must be connected. So contiguous, connected groups of cells, each of which sums to 10. So what that would mean is there are groups of cells on these lines that sum to 10. These groups of cells cannot overlap. So it wouldn't be possible, for example, for these cells to sum to 10 and then those cells to sum to 10, because this would be an overlapping cell, and that's not allowed. Digits may repeat on lines and even within sums. So what that would mean is it might be possible, for example, for those to be both 5 and that to be the sum of 10, and then these to be a separate sum of 10. That would be perfectly allowed. So they're the rules of the puzzle. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So what do I know here? So a 3-cell line, particularly within the, let's talk about a 3-cell line within the same box. It must be a complete line on its own, because if it was a single cell, so if there was a domino that summed to 10, this would have to be, the single cell that's left over would have to be a cell, or it would have to be a 10 on its own. And I can't have 3 10s on the line. So this is a full line that sums to 10. Now, how would you make that up? You could use a 1 with 2 cells that sum to 9, or you could use 2, 3, 5. That's all that's possible. So now when we look at this 4-cell line, the only way to make up a 4-cell line, because I could never have a single cell summing to 10 at the end, would be for it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or to be 2 dominoes, because the only other way to do it would be a 3 and a 1, and I can't put 10 into a single cell. But this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, because I need a 1 or a 2 on this. So this has to be, and let's split it up this way. This has to be 2 dominoes. So what we know now is this sums to 10, this sums to 10, and this sums to 10, which means these have to sum to 15. Why do these have to sum to 15? Because an entire box of a Sudoku contains the digits 1 through 9. If you add the digits 1 through 9 together, you get 45. Now, if I subtract 30, which are that line plus that line plus that line, from 45, I get 15. So these have to sum to 15, and the only way to make 15 in 2 cells that see each other is either 6, 9 or 7, 8. So these are high digits. So again, this is a 4-cell line, and with this being, this has to be 2 dominoes, because now it can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4 line. So a 4-cell line either has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, or it has to be 2 dominoes, because you can't have a single cell line. And it can't be 1, 2, 3, because these are 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 2 dominoes, which means these are 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on whether these are 6, 9 or 7, 8 to make it up. I'm trying to decide whether I should do high-low coloring on this. Now, This box is exactly the same as this, but mirrored. So this has to be a line on its own, which means this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. So this has to be split up into dominoes. Now I've got these summing to 30, which means these have to sum to 15. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, which means these are dominoes which are split up, which means these are 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to color. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9. These are high digits. Now, actually, these are high digits. And these are low digits. Actually, that's a terrible color for this. For low, let's try green. How's that? That's not too bad, but green and yellow might be a problem. So let's actually change this. Let's actually use the orange. Yeah, this isn't too bad. Okay. So now all of these have to be 5 or high. All of these have to be 5 or low. Right, this has to be... Okay, I'm seeing a few things here and I'm not sure which one I want to go for. I can never put 5 on one of these dominoes because if this is a 5, this would be a 5. This is a 5, this would be a 5. So there is a 5 in here. And the same is true here. I can never put 5 here or this would be 5. 5 here would make this 5 and I can't put 5 here. So there's a 5 on this line with 2 low digits. So it's 5. I'm actually going to use 5 in low, I think, because then I can turn around and say all of these are low. And there's a low and a high here and a low and a high here. But I can't put the high in those because those are all high. So these are both low and these are both high. But I don't know which one is the low in here. Now these are all low if I include 5. And this is a split up domino. A 4-cell line can, oh no, this could be 1, 2, no, this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4 because these are low. And if these were 1, 2, 3, 4, then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cells made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these can't all be low. So these have to be split up dominoes. But I can put one high digit in there, one high digit in there. So I need to fit 2 more high digits in. Both of those are high, which we know now are 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9. This is actually a low digit, which means this is a high digit. This can't be a 5. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, you can never put a 5 on one of the dominoes. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a 6, 7, 8, 9 here. This can't be a 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason this can't be a 5 is the minimum sum of those would be 11, 6 plus 5. Now the question is, there's so much going on here. This, I think, yeah, this is the end of this. This is a 10 sum. So I can't, for example, go 6 and then 1, 4 or anything here because this has a minimum sum of 5. So this is a minimum of 5, and therefore, if this was all part of the same set, the minimum would be 6 plus 5 plus 1 is 12. So this has to end here. This is a 5 or more, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but I don't, but this is now a 3-cell line in the same box. So it's the same as this. If this was a domino, this would be a single cell that would have to sum to 10, which doesn't work. So this is a 3-cell line that sums to 10. So it can't have an 8 or a 9 on it because an 8 would need 2 cells that sum to 2, and 9 would need 2 cells that sum to 1. But it could be a 7. Now I can never put a 5 on a oh, well, Sudoku is telling me 5 is in one of those two. Now, the other thing I was seeing when I got distracted up here was these, because this is the same thing. They are 4 cells that on lines that see each other. They have to be dominoes, because otherwise if I make 3 cells, they could have been 1, 2, 3, 4 until these existed. They now can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. So because they can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, I can't do a 3-cell line and then a 10, so they have to be dominoes. And that's the true for both of them. The 2-cell lines just must sum to 10 separately on their own as dominoes. This is at least 5. Now this and this is a 3-cell line. And now, because this is at least a 5, this can't be a 3-cell line with a repeated digit, because that cell sees both of them. And if so, the only digit that could repeat would be those two. And if they repeated, it'd be 5, 5 minimum, which means this would have to be a 0. And I can't split the line up into 2 cells and 1 cell. So I can't repeat a digit on this line. So it's a line that effectively sees itself. Is that right? Is it like just a 3-cell line like this? If this is a 5, I can't leave this cell as a separate cell, and this can't be a 10 on its own. So it's a 3-cell summing to 10, and I can't repeat any digits on it, because the only digits I could repeat are those, and then this would have to be 0 or less. So that doesn't work. So this is a 3-cell line summing to 10. The minimum I can put in here is 1, 2, so this can't be any higher than 7. But the maximum I can put into these is 4. Because if the minimum here is 5, these have to sum to a maximum of 5. So they're a 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are low digits. This is the same. These have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, surely. Because the maximum they can sum to is 5. If this is a 7, they're a 1, 2. If it's 6, they're 1, 3. And if it's 5, they're 1, 2, or 3, 4. These are 1, 2, or 3, 1, 4, or 2, 3. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I've got 3 1, 2, 3, 4s. And I have to put a 1, 2, 3, or 4 on here, because I can't use a 5, because it would be 5, 5. So all of the low digits, right. This is a high digit. This right here is a high digit, row 6, column 9. Because if it was a low digit, I'd have no, if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, I'd have no 1, 2, 3, 4 for this, and it'd be broken. And if it's a 5, that would be a 5. So that is a high digit, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not narrowing it down any. But there must, no, this could be 2, 3. Wait a minute, there's something going on with 5s. No. I can't, right, I can never put 5 on dominoes. So 5 is in one of those, because I can, right, where's 5 in this column? Oh, it's going to be box 5. Where's 5 in box 5? But I'll get there. Where is 5 in this column? I can never put 5 here because that would have to be 5. I can never put 5 on the domino here because I'd have 2 5s. Down here, if that was 5, that'd be 5. If that's 5, that'd be 5. So 5 is in one of those two. Over here, I've got exactly the same logic. 5 has to be in one of those. Now, where is 5 in row 6? I can't put 5 in any of those, and I can't put 5 in any of those, because 5 is restricted to those for those columns. So 5 has to be in one of those. I can't put it there because that would break this line. That means neither of these are 5. This is a 6-7 pair, which means, of course, they are high digits. Now, if this is a 6-7 pair, I can't put 4 on that line. Because if I put 4 here with 6, the other digit would have to be 0. So there's no 4 here. This is 1, 2, 3. I can't put 4 on these either. Because if I put 4 on this line, 4, 1, the minimum they could be, this would have to be a 5, and it can't be. So this is a 1, 2, 3 triple. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple. But now I have to put a 1 on here. Because 6 needs 1 6 would need digits summing to 4, which would be 1, 3. 7 would need digits summing to 3, which is 1, 2. There must be a 1 on here. There's no 1 here, but I also need 1 on this line. Because 6 needs a 1 digit summing to 4, which is 1, 3. 7 needs 1, 2. This is the 1. This is a 2 or a 3. There's no 1 here. This is the 1. 1 comes out of here. This is not 1, 4. This is 2, 3. So this is not 6, 9. This is 7, 8. Taking 7, 8 out of there, which takes 2, 3 out of there, which makes this 1, 4, which lines up well. That's good. 1 is not there, so 9 is not there. 2 and 3 are down here now. This is so cool. Oh, the 6, 9 here takes 6, 9 out of there. This becomes 7, 8, so this becomes 2, 3, which makes this 7, 8. No, wait, I just did that completely wrong. This becomes 2, 3. There's no 1, 4 there. This isn't, the X separates the lines. It's not the dot, it's not an X. Ooh, that's tricky. I have to be careful about that. The X separates the X's. It's not the X clue. I can see myself making that mistake a lot. Now, the 7, 8 takes 7, 8 out of there. This becomes 6, 9, so this has to be 1, 4. I need a low digit on this. I need a low digit on this because, and I don't have 1, 2, or 3 available. This is 4, 6. So 6 in this box, it can't be on here with a 5 because these are all low. So 6 isn't in here. 6 is in one of those two, which means 4 is in one of those two, but 6 is in one of those two, which means this is not 6 and this is not 4. Means 6 is down here somewhere. Hang on, this is a 1 or a 4. So what are the options to go with the 5? I need to put 1, right. With the 5, I need either 1, 4 or 2, 3, but the 1, 4 means this is 2, 3, 5, because I can't do 1, 4, 5. The 5 needs 2 digits that sum to 5 to go with it. Here, I need 2 digits that sum to 5, but 2, 3 is not available. If this was 2, 3, 5, that would have no fill. This is 1, 4, 5. So up here, yeah, this is 2, 3, 7, 8. That's all that's left that I haven't put in the box. This is a 2, 3, 7, 8, and this is 1, 4, 6, 9. But I can't put a 6 or a 4 there. This is a 1, 9. So this is a 1, 9. That's not the 6. That's not the 4. The 4, 6 here resolves this to be the 1, 9. This is the 6 and this is the 4. There's no 4 there, so there's no 6 there. There's no 6 there either. 6 has to be at the top along here. The 1, 9 takes 1 out of here. These are 5, 8, and 9 for the row. And that seems completely useless. Tell you what's not useless, this line. This line needs to have a low and a high digit on it, but that can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's the high digit. So this is the low digit. So this is 2, 3, and this is 7 or 8. Giving me 3 of 2, 3, 7, 8 in this column. Okay. This is restricted. Oh, the 1, 9 here means this can't be 1, 9. Because if this was 1, 9, that would have no fill. So I can take the 1 and the 9 out of there. And now this is actually restricted because it can't be 1, 9 and it can't be 4, 6. So this is 2, 3, 7, 8. And that's a 2, 3, 7, 8 quadruple, which means that's not 8. So this is 1, 5, or 9, and it's not 1. This is a 5, 9 pair. The 5, 9 pair looks up making that the 1 and that the 9. This is the low digit. This is the high digit. So 1 in this box is in one of those two cells. This is a 7, 8 pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 7, 8 pair. This is a high digit. So 7 is in one of those. That's not. This is a 1, 4, 5 triple. So this line here can't use a 1 or a 4 on it. So this is 2, 3, 7, 8. I'm wondering whether I'm going to have to get rid of the high-low colouring in order to start colouring the 2, 3, 7, 8s as pairs to try and possibly the same with the 4, 6s and the 1, 9s in order to try and figure out where the pressure is. Wait a minute. Or don't wait a minute, but my brain is doing somersaults here. This is boring, isn't it? Comments below, like and subscribe. 1s and 4s in column 1. I can't put 1 and 4 here because of the 1, 4, 5 triple. I can't put 1, 4 here because of the 1, 4 pair. So 1 and 4 are down here, but I can only put a single 1 or 4 here. So this must be, because if this was 1, 4, then that would sum to 5, not 10. So 1 means that this is 9, and 4 means this is 6. I can never put 2 or 3 here. So this is a 2, 3 pair. Now, whichever one of these is a 1 and 4, the other one has to go here. This is actually a 1, 4, 6, 9 quadruple. Because the 1, 4, 6, 9 here, the fact that both of 1 and 4 are here means this line is 1, 4, 6, 9, which takes 9 out of there. And the 2, 3 pair here, now I ask the question, where does 2, 3 go in this column? I can't put it there. I can't put it there. That's not a 2, 3. This is a 2, 3, which is low. And this is not the 2, 3 because of the 2, 3 pair. This is the 7, 8, which is high. And this is now 5, 7, or 8, giving me a 5, 7, 8 triple. So this is 6 or 9, giving me a 6, 9 pair in the column. So this is 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 7, or 8. This is phenomenal. So this line It has to be 2 dominoes, doesn't it? Am I done with the high-low colouring is a question here. I'm not sure yet. Well, from this 145 triple, I can tell 5 is up here and therefore not here. From this 235 triple, I can tell 5 is up here and therefore not here. So this is why I'm starting to think I can do some more colouring on 2s and 3s. 2, 3, 7, 8s have appeared all over the place, and I think I can do some colouring on them. Because I'm curious about the nature of this line. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, that is stunning. And I think I need to colour to show it. This line, I think, has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get rid of all the colouring. I could colour 2s and 3s, but I want to see. So we know from all the logic I've discussed before. How long am I? I'm 25 minutes in. We know the logic I figured out very quickly at the start, that a 4-cell line can't have 3 digits on it and then a 10 at the end. So it's either split into 2 dominoes or it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what happens with this being a 2, 3? What happens if I split this line? I'm going to use red because I think it's wrong. What happens if I split this line into 2 dominoes? Let's get rid of all of that. If I split this line into 2 dominoes, now let's use the colouring principles. Now, with colouring, what we're trying to do is say, if this is a yellow 2, 3, this would have to be a yellow 7, 8. And the reason for that is, if this is 2, this is 8. If this is 3, this is 7. And let me do this up here. Actually, I'm going to start this elsewhere, but I'm going to get to this. This red X is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. But let's do the colouring up here. This and it'll help me explain it to people who don't see it. For people who do see it while I'm doing the cover explanation, awesome. But I'm pretty certain I'm right here. I'll get to it in a minute. So if this is 2, 8, this has to be 3, 7, and if this is 3, 7, this has to be 2, 8. We know that. Now, this is a 7, whichever one this is, this has to be different. So if this is an 8, this has to be 7, 3. So this is blue because it has to be the same. Now, this therefore is yellow. So we now know whatever this is the same as this. Now, if this was true, this would have to be yellow. But this being yellow means this line here can't be yellow. If this is 2, this has to be 3, 7. And if this is 3, this has to be 2, 8. So this becomes blue. Now, if this is yellow, what is that cell? Because if this is yellow, this would be 2, 3, this would be 7, 8. This would see all of blue 2, 3, 7, 8, all of yellow 2, 3, 7, 8, and all of blue 2, 3, 7, 8, and that would have no fill. Because this would have to be yellow 7, 8, and that would have to be yellow 7, 8 if this is split into two lines. And that doesn't work. That cell right there is broken. So this cannot, because we know this has to be 2, 3, 7, 8 because of the column, this is not an X. This is a 4-cell line. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and there must be a 4 in them. And a 1, which means this is not the 1, this is the 1. The 4 here means that can't be a 4, so that can't be a 6. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 line. That's beautiful. I need to figure out how to use it though. Well, that's now a 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is now high. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, and it's not 9 because the 1 is given. This is 6, 7, 8, this is 2, 3, 4. Oh, this isn't 9 because that's not 1. So 9 is in one of those two. This is crazy. Can I keep colouring? Can I keep colouring? Well, this 7, 8 has to be yellow because it sees blue. So that's a yellow 7, 8. This is a yellow 2, 3. So this can't be a yellow 2, 3. Well, actually, no, the colouring here is wrong. So the 2, 3 down here must be blue. Well, we know this is a yellow 2, 3, but that doesn't tell. So this is a yellow 7, 8. Don't know what that is because I don't know what that is. Ah, this has kind of run dry on 2, 3, 7, 8s, hasn't it? Whichever one is in here is blue. I'm missing something. I'm missing something fundamentally important. Where's 4 in this box? 4 has to be on this line, so it's not there. These aren't 4. That's the 4, that's the 5, that's the 9. The 4 looks over making that the 6 and that the 4. The 6 looks back making that the 9, which makes that the 1, which takes 1 and 9 off there. This becomes 4, 6. Please let that do something. There's no 4 there, so there's no 6 there, which means this is the 6 and this is the 4. That takes 4 off both of those. So this is 1, 5, and 4. That takes 5 off here. So that's a 2, 3 pair. That's the 5. The 2, 3 pair, I don't know how to resolve it. That's a 7, 8 pair. So that's the 9. This is the 5 now. Now, it's possible I have to link the 2s and 3s to the 4, 6s, and 7s through here. Because I can do that, because these sum to 9, not 10. Oh, this 6, here we go, makes this 7. These now sum to 8, so that's the 2, that's the 3, which means this is the 6. So what's this triple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 8, and 9. Which means there's no 3 in here. This is 1, 2, 4. So this is a 2, this is an 8, which means yellow is 2, 8, blue is 3, 7. So blue is 3, 7. That's a 2, that's an 8. I can take 2, 8 out of there. That becomes 3, 7. And I'm done with the colouring. I like to get rid of colouring when I'm done. So the 8 makes that 7 and that 3. And I've broken the puzzle. What have I done wrong? Why did I put 2, 8 in there? I got this wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 8, 9. So 3 came out of here. So this is 1, 2, 4. So this is 3, 7. So this is 2, 8. So this is 7, 3. I think I got that backwards. This is 8, 2. One of the reasons I don't like colouring, this is 3, 7. This is 2, 8. And I take 3, 7 out of there. Let's try this, shall we? There's no 9 here. 5, 8 pair makes this 9, which makes this 5. The 5 makes this 8, which makes this 5. There's no 5 here. The 8 makes this 7. The 9 makes this 6, which makes this 9 and this 6. The 9 goes to a 10 with a 1. The 6 goes to a 10 with a 4. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 5, and 9 go down here. This is holding together better. Now it's going to be this line, isn't it? This is stunning puzzle, by the way. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no 7 there. It's got to be this line now. Because this is a 3-cell line. And the same as before, I should have looked at this earlier, though it's not as if I haven't been busy. The 3-cell line, again, I can't make it up of a 2-cell line and then a single cell, because however I do it, that would cause there to be a single cell that has to be 10. So it has to be 3 cells summing to 10. So if this was 8 or 9, how would that work? These would have to sum to 1 or 2, and it's not going to work. So this has to be the 3. These now have to sum to 7. So they could be 6 and then 1. If they're 5, 2, it's 5, 2 in that order. But it can't be, because 2 is down here. 2 and 3 are down here. So I can't do 5, 2, and I can't do 3, 4. So this has to be 6 and 1. In fact, this has been a triple because of the 2, 3, 7, 8. These were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These were 4, 6, and 9. And there's no 6 in them now, because this had to work this way. If I put 4 on this line, this would have had to have been 3, 4, 3, which would have worked except for the fact that the 3 is here, and the 2, 3 pair looking down meant it couldn't work. If I put a 9 here, then I'm at 12, and this just it wouldn't work. So this is a 3, 6, 1. These are 4 and 9. The 3 takes 3 out of there. This 6 means that's the 4 and that's the 6. That takes 4 out of there. The 1 takes 1 out of there. Oh, 6. Those two 6s take 6s out of those. That becomes the 6. This 1 takes 1 out of there. This is the 1. This 3 makes that the 2, which makes that the 7, which makes that the 8. The 8 looks up making that the 7 and that the 8. The 7 goes with the 3 and the 8 goes with the 2, which makes that the 3 and that the 2. This is now a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 7 makes that the 5 and that the 7. The 5 looks back making that the 9. I take 9 out of those. The 9 looks back making that the 4, which makes that the 9. The 2, 7 takes 2, 7 out of those. The 2 looks back making that the... I've broken it again. Arg, why do I keep doing this? Did I make a mistake on that line? This feels right. This felt so good. This 3 makes this 2, which makes this 8, which makes this 7, which makes this 8, which makes this 7, which makes this 2, which makes this 3, which makes this 2, which makes this 3. These are now triples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 6, and 9. Okay. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 5, and 8. There's no 1 there. There's no 1 there. The 2 and the 8 come out of those. Those are 3 and 7. But I need this line to sum to 10, because I can't make it sum to 20. Not as two distinct groups of 10. So these have to sum to 7. So there's no 8 there. I can't do 5, 2. So it has to be 1 and 6. The 1 comes out of there. The 1 comes out of there. So that's the 1. Am I still broken? There's no 6 here. There's no 6 in either of those. The 2 makes that the 4 and that the 2. That makes that the 9 and that the 4. The 9 comes out of here. The 3 makes that the 5 and the 5 comes out of those. The 5 makes that the 6, which takes the 6 out of there. Makes that the 8 and that the 5, which makes that the 7 and that the 5. Which makes that the 3 and that the 7. Which makes this the 9 and this the 3, which makes this the 8 and this the 9. The 8 makes that the 2 and that the 8, and the 6 makes that the 4 and that the 6, and that's the correct solution. I probably just did a typo there at the end, but I made quite a few mistakes. And I'm sorry about that, Peter. That was not intentional. This line and the deduction around those that cell preventing those being a domino was absolutely stunning. I love the break-in around the way the dominoes and the three cell lines work here, meaning these sum to 15. Forcing this to be 1, 2, 3, 4, forcing those up, these lines being forced, these being dominoes, which mean forcing the position on 5, giving you an X-wing on 5, forcing 5 down here. All of that stuff is just stunning. This puzzle is absolutely amazing. And the weird thing about it is, this wasn't submitted. This was a recommendation that has been sitting in my queue for months. This is an amazing puzzle. How many times had this been solved? I might have to do this now. 206 times in 42 days. Okay, so maybe not a couple of months, but it felt like a couple of months. This is an amazing puzzle. This puzzle needs to be seen by more people, and that's what I'm doing here. Hopefully, if I can get this puzzle up to over 1,000, I think this solves, that would be amazing. Spread the word on this one, people. This is a great, great puzzle. Every so often I find a puzzle where it just blows my mind, and this is one of them. Now, that doesn't mean I am hunting this sort of puzzle. I like the puzzles that are just casual. That was fun. I really love those puzzles. But the occasional blow your mind puzzle, if you get a blow your mind puzzle every day, then they stop blowing your mind. That's the thing. This, however, absolutely stunning. Just, I just forgot how Sudoku worked, which is appropriate for a puzzle called Elephant. Don't know why it's called Elephant. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I do. I say that a lot, but I am blessed for being sent really good puzzles. And as always, good luck with your solving.